live. Hey everybody, welcome into the Flippin Hippos YouTube channel. Pardon my screen there for a second, I was just checking the sound. Welcome in. Today is Thursday, July 11th, and we're going to do a plush haul today, which is my favorite, and I know it's many of y'all's favorite too. We're just going to wait one second and make sure that a couple people get in here before I start delving into it. Yesterday, if you missed it, I did the clothing haul from last weekend. I will have that pop up at the end of this video once the replay comes on, and you guys can view that if you'd like. Today is all about the plush plus yard sale treasures. We didn't do that well at treasure. I almost said we didn't do that well at treasure hunting, which is kind of true. We didn't do that well at yard sales this past weekend. The yard sale treasure hunter app that we use had very few red dots, spaced very far apart, and it wasn't worth like all the drive to get back and forth, which hardly ever is here. So we found a church sale. It is the church sale that we hit at the beginning of the year, that we found all the hidden rooms in, and we bought all those Jerry Garcia and Donald Trump ties, and I had that huge haul of plush, and I got that World of Warcraft wolf that sold for like $60 in a couple days. It was the same church, but in their ad on the yard sale app, they had advertised that since the last sale, they've had thousands of more donations come in, and they inherited 4 estates. So we went to check it out. It was really crowded. Not just crowded, but to where you couldn't walk anywhere, you couldn't look anywhere. The only place that didn't have a crowd, or wasn't like a subway in New York City or Japan, is how like crowd. It was like sardines in a can. You couldn't get anywhere or look anywhere. The only place that was open was over by the plush, because of course most people see plush as garbage or trash or don't know their value, so people don't look at the plush. So I had my reign to dig through all of the plush and take everything I wanted, and I did sneak in. I snaked my way through. Keith and my son waited outside to the shoes, and I got something there, and I will show you that. And then we followed the yellow brick road. No, we followed the red dots home, which weren't many. There were like 3 or 4 en route home from the church, and we stopped at all those yard sales. Kind of a day, except the shoes. They're not really shoes. They're something better than shoes that I picked up at the church sale, and our one ultra exciting super bolo, all caps, BOLO, always find this. Those 2 finds, those 2 items were worth the entire trip on Saturday, which sometimes happens when you go out yard. I got a lot of good plush too, but the really exciting super bolo plush that I hinted at yesterday, I'll get to at the end, that and these footwears that I have made the entire trip worth it. But we were out for like 2 hours. We didn't find that much, except for tons of plush and a couple of treasures. And then I have a bag here from the Goodwill. I kind of hit the jackpot the next day at the Goodwill on plush. So we'll look at all of the plush first, and then we'll look at the treasures from the yard sales. Let me see who's in the chat and welcome everyone in. Hi Tammy, Amy, Rhonda, and Amelia are here. Welcome in. Lucille, Christina, Landshark Picker, good afternoon to you, sir. Flippin Blonde, hey girl. Flippin Daddies, Danny, welcome in. Listening English. Tammy will be working while she listens. I apparently can't say listening and listening. Yay, plush. Yeah, plush is the best. Hi, John. Holly is here, my mod, and my other mod, Sydney. Welcome in, girls. Thank you for showing up. Resale Rejects just sold their first plush, which is awesome. Everyone thinks they're trash, and they are actually treasures when you know what you're looking for. And you price high. A lot of the comps, sometimes you could have a treasure plush you know is worth $50, and there's trashy comps on them for like 10. I always tell people, if there's not that many of them, put yours at 50 anyway. Outweight the other guys. Sometimes yours will sell first, because the other ones, people see, well, there's 3 for 10 and yours for 50. What's wrong with these ones? They'll buy yours, because if they're a true collector, I'm going to tell you this, if they're a true collector, they know the worth of it. So don't be afraid to price your plush high. You would not be afraid to price video games that are worth it high, or video game systems. You would not be afraid to price electronics really, really high, the ones that had value, if you knew they had the value. If you had something that was vintage and you knew it was worth $150 and a couple of people had it listed at $20, you're not going to list it at $20. You wouldn't be afraid to do that. Why? Because people who are in the market for collectibles, collectible plush, electronics, vintage, video games and things like that, they know the value of the items and they're willing to pay it. So don't be afraid to list your plush high. They are not trash. Plush are absolute treasures. There are a lot of plush that are going to be considered bread and butter or filler of the plush world. Those ones will sell from anywhere from $10 to $16, but sometimes the $10 ones are like this big or this big. They weigh no more than a couple ounces to ship. They're like ties, I guess, as far as weight and shipping. They take up no room to store. That's the word. And plush are so easy to photograph and list. Like if I sit down for 2 hours, I can photograph, including photos with the measuring tape, the plush. I can photograph 50 plus plush in 2 hours time, and that is time to check them over, lint roll the ones that need lint rolled, spot clean the ones that need spot cleaned with my Awesome and my Tide pen, and take pictures of them from every angle and with the measuring, and then put them in their location. They're so easy. So even like these little ones that I will sell for 10 or 12, if I get them for a quarter or 50 cents, that's still a good return on investment on me. It builds up our listings and it increases our sales, and we're all about volume. Back to the chat real quick. I'm just going to catch up and then I'll jump into my haul. Hey Virginia, she's excited about the plush. I think we all are. I have created a plush following, I guess. Green Thrifty Life, listening while I drive home from picking my son up. Awesome. I hope you had fun. Music camp can be fun if you're a musical person. Kathy's here. Hi. Jill. Nathan is here. That's Red Neckerson's Resells, if you guys didn't know. KRB, Virginia. And Bill and David. Hey guys, welcome in. Virginia, I'm so glad to hear that you priced your Winnie the Pooh set at what its value actually is. When I heard that you were going to price it lower, I was kind of disappointed because you said you just wanted it to sell fast, and that kind of brings down the market a little bit when people do that. That's like the fast nickel is okay, but then if too many people do that fast nickel, that starts that race to the bottom on a lot of items and decreases the value. So I'm glad to hear that you took my advice. I know that Sydney had told me she would have listed them at $300. So $250 to $300 would be good. I hope you're charging shipping. I'd probably do $250 free ship. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you priced them high. You're going to sit on them though. Remember that. You are waiting for that one adult in the entire world that one needs and wants an entire Winnie the Pooh plush collection set, and number two is willing to spend that kind of money on their collection and their wants. They're out there. There may be more than one of them. They're out there. You just have to wait for them to find you. So they're going to be very long tail. They may take 9 months to a year. I'm going to warn you right now. They could sell faster. They could. I've had plush flip within a day or two that surprised me. But like my $75 scar, Walt Disney sat for like a long time, like 9 months. But I had the only scar. So you have the only set that's exactly like that listed right now. So you should definitely be setting the price in the market for it. Plush monsters. Hey Swiss Seller, welcome in. Yeah, plush monsters, right? Nathan has done pretty well with plush, really well. I've been keeping an eye on his posts in our Facebook group. Yeah, Sydney's right. It's the complete Winnie the Pooh set, and you are the only one with that complete Winnie the Pooh set right now. So even though you're waiting for that one crazy adult who wants to spend buku money on their likes and their collections, if you're the only one, they're going to have to pay what you want. Bill's got a pile of plush he brought home yesterday. You guys can read his comment. I did see a picture of it. He sent me a message. He's got 2 Ninja Turtles. They're like the Donatello one I just recently showed you guys, and I believe I have Leonardo in here from this weekend. So those are cool. Yeah, the whole set for $3 is very exciting, but keep in mind their worth. Just because you only paid $3 for them from a person who didn't know, you know what they're worth. So, sorry, my throat. All right, Northwest Purple Sparkles is here. Welcome in. Hello. So I tied this bag, and I'm probably now going to have to. I thought I tied it in a bow so it would neatly untie for me, but I don't think that you can tie plastic in a bow and expect it to untie, so we're just going to let it. All right, these are my Goodwill finds. So he was 99 cents. And look, I know that I've told you guys before about this brand. It's the, I'll have to like really work to get this in a photo. It's Wild Republic. And he is an owl. And I really like sourcing the Wild Republics. Sometimes I'm disappointed when I comp them. But that's usually on more common animals. I had a pink, no, that was Hershey Park, the pink dolphin. I had a pink giraffe. She comped pretty high. I had a koala bear that comped pretty high. I'm hoping owls are more unique and rare when I comp it. But I'll probably just price it for what I want anyway. That's what I tend to do. If I know their worth and I think they're worth something. Again, especially if you're one of very, very few listed, you can do that. Or if you have the only one. This is so cute. Yeah, exactly. The less money you have into it, if you only have $3 into something, you can wait a year to sell it for buku. If you put $250 into something, you kind of want the money back faster. Does that make sense? But this owl is so cute. He looks like Owl from Winnie the Pooh, though, kind of, doesn't he? Little tail. I will place him gently into the bin next to me on the floor, so you guys don't think I'm throwing my animals around and call animal control on me. So this guy was in the 50-cent cart. This is another brand I look out for, especially the uniquer animals. The uniquer, that's not English. More unique animals. It's the Adventure Planet brand. Hey Dana, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. He's just like a little giraffe, so he's not that unique, but he's got sparkle feet. He's got purple sparkle feet. I just thought he was so cute, and for 50 cents, I'll try it. And there was another giraffe. This one, he's really soft and floppy. This one's really stiff and has a much longer neck. I might consider putting them in a lot. I don't know. This one is Adventure Planet, but it's a pink giraffe. And he was 50 cents. Yeah, no, he is Wild Republic, which is a brand that does wild animal plush and stuff like that. They do a lot of plush at the different zoos around the country. So he's not Owl from Pool. I cannot talk today. He's a Wild Republic. And so maybe I want to talk about that for one quick second. If you ever get a plush that resembles a plush from something else, please do refrain from saying that anywhere in your title or your description. Because his Wild Republic owl, that's his trademark or his brand. If I were to put owl look-alike or like Winnie the Pooh or anything like that in my title, number one, I could be looking at trouble from Disney. Number two, eBay can get upset because that's considered keyword spamming. You only want to put what they actually are. You don't want to put look-alikes or similar to or anything like that. Hey, Robert's here. Welcome in. Rhonda and Amelia have a pink giraffe like that. I have a really, I cannot speak English today, a really much bigger one. I have one that's a little bit bigger that was the Wild Republic, but very similar. This one was 50 cents. Sometimes, like I said, they put these 50-cent tags on them, and sometimes they don't when they throw them in the 50-cent cart. He is a little Care Bear. This one is Bedtime Bear. I believe I had him when I was growing up, a version of him. Alright, this one I believe I paid $1.99 for. And this will be an example. Okay, so in the group, we've actually been talking about Build-A-Bears and Build-A-Bear clothing. If you're not in our Facebook group, I recommend you join. It is a very positive atmosphere full of really great people. It's the best, number one, fastest way to get a hold of me. And we have some really, really great conversations in there about a lot of different items that you can sell on eBay. We have people that are knowledgeable in pretty much every category, but we talk a lot about plush in there. And if you're looking to learn about plush, it's the group to be in. We have an entire thread where we were talking about making Build-A-Bears naked and selling them separate to their clothes yesterday. The thing is, for this bear, I will sell her with the clothes on because she's a white bear. She's even, oh my gosh, she's even got little underwear. How cute is she? And they have a tail. Oh my gosh. Okay. I get excited about how cute they are. The bear clothes, when they have like the little holes for the ears or their little tails to poke out, drives me insane with how cute it is. It's just so cute. I'm like a 12-year-old. Okay, so she's a white bear, and this is a red velvet Christmas dress with the ruffle, and if you can see on her apron, she has a gingerbread man. This is like a Christmas bear, so I'll sell her with the dress because she looks Christmassy to me. But were this a plain dress or t-shirt or tutu, I would strip her naked. Then she would be a plain white bear that I could list between 16 and 19 and sell that. And then the clothes, you can sell anywhere from 12 to 16 depending on what they are. Sometimes more for like really sought after wanted clothing. I feel like I hurt her ear when I pulled that off. So you're just making more profit. You're doubling your profit. But if you ever get a bear who clearly looks like they need to be in their clothes or they're part of their clothes or they're a special kind of bear, like I had one that lights up. It's a Skechers Light Up Build-A-Bear. He's in the store right now. I remember he had on some stuff that I felt like he should be in. And I had like a Hello Kitty bear that had Hello Kitty pajamas and slippers. I sold her with everything on her, or I listed her. She hasn't sold yet. So this one I'll let her stay in her dress. But typically I will strip them down and sell them separately to make more profit. Well, see, Swift Seller, if I had a plain Build-A-Bear monkey, mine would be up for 16 to 20, depending on the size and what it looked like. There's a lot of people who really underprice plush because they don't know. I guess they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they have. They don't understand the plush market. But I sell the plain, like no pop culture, dogs, bears, monkeys, whatever, all the time. I don't think I've ever started one under 16, and I go all the way up to 21, depending on their size and stuff. So you can check the comps. I kind of do to kind of see how many are listed and how many people I am competing with. But I mean, there's people that sell Miss Me jeans for $10 free ship. It's just the way eBay is. You're always going to have turds. You're always going to have people who race to the bottom. And you're always going to have, you know, what if it's just somebody who's getting rid of their kids' animals? They don't understand eBay or the market or the value of things. They're just trying to get rid of their kids' toys. So, yes, I agree that the dress is adorable. That little cookie, the gingerbread man on it is so cute. Naked time. Nathan says we only had rocks and sticks. Yeah, Rhonda and Amelia, that Rhonda and Amelia, that's a very, very perfect, good example. If the bear had a peace sign shirt and peace signs all over it, then I would leave it on too. Yeah. They wanted too much for me to flip it. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. Plush can be expensive in the Goodwills. Fortunately, I have the 50-cent bin at mine, and I get I go to yard sales and get deals all the time for $1.25 and 50 cents. And sometimes if I wipe them out and buy everything, they give me a deal. And Robert's absolutely correct. There are enough people that price Plush so low, so below value, you can actually source online for Plush to flip yourself. Look at this moose. I'm a moose. His antlers need some definite lint rolling going on. He's a dandy. Collector's choice. He's a fat round moose with a bow tie. He was 50 cents. How cute is this pig football with Easter bunny ears? I could not source him. His brand is Hug Fun, and that's never even heard of it. It's probably a generic brand, and I don't care. Because just like clothing, sometimes it's not about the brand, but what something looks like. And this guy is cute. Look at his tape. Look. He's so cute. Alright. This is Fozzie. Y'all know Fozzie. I've had one just like this a long time ago. I can't remember what it sold for. It's 1987. It's vintage. So if 50 people had this up for $2 free ship, mine wouldn't go up for less than 30 at least, very least. I hope they're up for more, because he is, I'm trying to show you, if the camera would focus, it won't focus, but he's 1987. So he is 30 years old. He's vintage. He's worth something. Hug Fun is sold at Walmart. That's probably why I've never heard of it. That thing is definitely cute though. I'll have to pick this off later when I'm not reading the tag. So this is a Hershey's Kisses little white bear. She has a bow and a Kisses wrapper on her arm. And she was 50 cents. Yeah, it says I had to buy the pig on eBay. I think this one is too big to be from a kid's meal. Not that I distrust you. I had Fozzies from kid meals when I was growing up too. But this guy is an actual Jim Henson 1987 baby Fozzie bear. Simon Marketing. And usually McDonald's toys have their name on it somewhere. It would say like Jim Henson, Muppets, McDonald's. I'm measuring him. He is 9 inches. So he's a little too big to be a Happy Meal toy. But I remember one similar to him. Maybe a little bit smaller. I think it was when they had the glass. They were selling like the collectible glass for the adults. And the kids' meals had the toys inside. Maybe when the Muppet movie came out. So this is the Smurfs. I think it's Grouchy Smurf. Look at his face. That's gotta be Grouchy Smurf. Neopets. Have I told you all about some Neopets? If you can find them for under $1, source them. If they're over $1, you might want to source it. You would definitely want to comp it first. I don't know why this isn't. I grab them without comping them all the time. Sometimes they go for $12, and sometimes you're pleasantly surprised. I've sold them anywhere from $10 to over $20, depending on the Neopet. Just like the Gans Webkins, it's really going to depend on what animal you have, its value, and how many are listed and stuff like that. But he's got iridescent wings and a really cute face. And he was 50 cents. I'm probably wrong. I could be wrong too. I don't have like barely any memory of my early childhood. I found another Victoria's Secret dog. This will be the 4th one I've ever found. I found 2 together once, and they've both since sold for 12 or 13. I want to say maybe even 16. I have one that I photographed this week that will be getting listed, and then I just found this one. again, the dogs, like if you look them up, I had the shiny pink one and the purple velour, and they were priced different. So I think it depends on which dog you have. And then I got a Minions. Oh, the dog was 50 cents. Can you believe it? Minions. This is, oh my gosh, the one with 2 color eyes, I believe is Bob. He has 1 green eye and 1 brown eye. I think this is Bob. He was 50 cents. Ronald McDonald House. Well, that could be why there's some confusion about if they were from a McDonald's Happy Meal, if they were from Ronald McDonald House. Retro Redux, I would be curious just to know, when you say nothing would sell, what does that mean to you? Because plush are long tail. They're probably worse than ties in some instances. They're very slow. They're very, very slow. And eBay is going to send you 1,001 messages on everything you have listed. My best advice to people about that is to just ignore them. You could have a brand new with tags, handmade just for you, crafted in your house with your measurements, Louis Vuitton entire ensemble with Christian Dior purse, and it's worth $50,000 on the market, and eBay's still going to send you messages to lower the price. That's what eBay does. They send everybody messages consistently, constantly, all the time, to the point where they're annoying, to lower your price. That's just what eBay does. It doesn't mean you have it priced too high. It doesn't mean you're above market. It means you're a seller on eBay, and so you got a message from eBay to be a cheap ass. That's all it means. And I tell people all the time, just ignore those messages. If you comped it, if you know what it's worth, if you ask someone who is an expert on that item that you have what it's worth, and you know what you want for it, and you know its value, just ignore those messages from eBay. But I would still be curious to know what you think is forever and didn't sell, because like I said, I have sat on plush sometimes for a year to get what I wanted. They do sell consistently, and if you have a lot of them, they will really sell consistently. Robert can tell you that. He's got almost 3,000, I think, plush listed. He's got like close to 4,000 listings total. But he sees daily plush sales because he has so much plush listed, just like with anything else on eBay. The more you have listed, the more you'll sell, and you'll see daily sales. You can get daily plush sales if you have a lot of them in there. Some of them will surprise you and sell overnight or within a week or two, and some just need to sit. And when people tell me that they gave up on plush, or they're part of the problem and they're pricing it too low because they got tired of waiting, I always ask them, just out of curiosity, what is too long for you? Because I had someone, I won't say names, but they had something up for $50. It was a Disney thing, and it was definitely worth $50, and 2 weeks later they lowered it to $20, and it sold, and they were so excited because look at me, I lowered it. Well, of course it sold at $20 because it's worth $50, and some collector who would have been willing to pay $50 saw that you had it for $20. Of course you've sold it, but you only sat on it for 2 weeks. So that's the first thing I ask. Plush is extremely long tail. It takes lots of patience, and I cannot express that enough or teach that enough to people, so that you don't start lowering your prices and crashing the market on things that really have value. Holly, thank you for reminding everyone about the thumbs up. Miss Piggy Ceramic, yeah, Miss Piggy's still a bolo. She is definitely something people look for. Swift Seller says I have him listed. Bob, I listed a bunch of Minions in my lifetime, and I get them confused. Stuart's the one eye, I think. Bob's the one with 2 different colored eyes. Yeah, you can't listen to eBay. They want you to sell. They're gonna do whatever they have to do. Take your $50 dress and sell it for $2. Well, yeah, someone's gonna buy it if you lower the price. Obviously, if you lower the price below what it's worth, people think they're getting a steal. Robert, from what I understand, are you still here, Robert? Zombie Bargain Hunter is who he is in the chat if you guys see him. from what I understood, he's got an entire floor that he stores his storage in, kind of like us. We're fortunate enough that we have a whole third floor. But they're worth it if you've got room for it. They're worth it. I see a lot of good points about, you know, keeping your stuff priced where it should be. Oh wow, yeah. If you only had them for a month, wow, no, not with Plush. Unless, like I said, you'll get some that sell really quick. But don't feel anxious. Everybody who sells on eBay, no matter what they're selling, no matter what it's priced at, gets those notices from eBay. And it means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just ignore them. If you comped it, if you know what it's worth, if someone else who's an expert told you what it's worth, sit tight. List it and forget it. List it what you want. Run sales, put best offer, do the best business practices, but don't lower your prices until after like 9 months to a year, especially on Plush, because they are very slow. Kelly toy plushes can be good. It depends on what character it is. Yeah, Robert, whole second story of Plush. We have a third floor that's divided in half. Half is the serial killer room. You'll hear me refer to it as. We have a portable closet in there and bins that we store clothes in. And then the other half of that whole part of the house is Plush. All right, I'm going to get moving. I've been on for a half an hour. This is Wild Republic. Again, this is a lion. Remember how I said Wild Republic sometimes makes animals for the zoos? This one came from across the river from us, the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium. But you'll sometimes see them with San Diego Zoo, Boston Zoo, all the famous zoos. You'll see sometimes they have these on them. I don't know as far as comps, but typically when it's me, if it's me, I comp them, and then if it's a Wild Republic and it has a specific zoo on it, I will raise the price like $2 to $5 just because I feel like it's more special if it's like an actual souvenir from a specific zoo. I already have one of these in my store. This one's going to have to be, I'm going to have to check her, put batteries on her. And I have this listed and I can't remember what I listed her for. I'm so sorry, I can't tell you. She's a palace pet. I believe this is Aurora's cat. And the one I have listed does work. I put batteries in her. When you squeeze it, her eyes light up and she purrs and she says she's ready for bed. She's super cute. So I got another one, 50 cents. The lion was also 50 cents if I didn't say. Hey Linda, welcome in. Hey Retro Redux, no prob. We were all newbies at one point. And we learned the hard way. I think a lot of people now that you would consider seasoned or YouTubers or whatever, we were all new at one time too, and we learned the hard way by losing out on money and profits. So like if I can kind of like help people to avoid the pitfalls and the mistakes that we made in the beginning and kind of just steer you around all that so you can just go straight to success, that's what I aim to do. Look at this bear. Look at this bear. I stopped watching a YouTube person who kept saying I had this a long time. Yeah, like a long time to me for a plush would be like 2 years. And then I would be like, okay, this has been a long time. Because you are seriously waiting for, again, someone willing to spend that kind of money on a toy. This is a Build-A-Bear. There she is. I have no depth perception. There it is. And she's a pink camo Build-A-Bear. And she's cute. And she was 50 cents. Robert got around 300 new friends this week. I didn't quite get 300 new friends, but I got new friends. Children of the World lamb with some lamb slippers on his little lamb feet. He is dandy. Oh, let's go with my light. And he was 50 cents. Yeah, we were all new at some point. I should make more videos about all the mistakes we've ever made, but I think I did that in the beginning of the YouTube channel. But we made so many stupid mistakes when we lost money on shipping because we didn't know what the heck we were doing. We left things, we left things behind that were valuable that we could have made a lot of money on, but we didn't know. And we brought home crap we never should have sourced. Everyone's new at some point, and we all learn. And you can learn on your own and make a ton of mistakes, or people like me, Casey, Sydney, can tell you what we did wrong and you can avoid it. This is a Rust Bear. Her name is Sherry. And she is like red like sherry wine. No, she's cute though. She was 50 cents. I got another Care Bear. I just put the bigger one of the blue one, in the store. I got the blue guy that's ready for bedtime with his little diaper on. I don't know why my light is doing that today. She was 50 cents, but I'm going to have to run her through the washing machine. I'm going to spray her down with some Awesome. She's got some marks here. And her diaper's kind of dirty. Ha ha. That's funny. I could just change it. But she's holding a little blankie. She's cute. So I'll spray her down with some Awesome and run her through the wash and air dryer. I paid 50 cents for a Disney Zoom Zoom. This is, I believe, supposed to be blue. The bear from Jungle Book. I don't even think it says. Anyway, he still has his hang tags. And everything. That light. But he's cute. I don't know if I'd pay 50 cents. I would pay 50 cents for a Zoom Zoom without the hang tags. I would. Let's not lie to myself or you. I got a monkey. He's a Reese's monkey. I have lots of Reese's Kisses and Reese's Bears. I do believe this will be my first Reese's monkey. I think I have a Hershey monkey that's in a hospital gown, unless that's a bear and I just think he's a monkey. This one was 50 cents as well. I'm going to have to get that off later so I can be more careful. He is Pigskin Bears. And he's got some stuff going on. He's got some stuff going on because I'm a nerd and I don't do sports. His name is Marshall Falk. He's a running back from San Diego State. I love it when the tags tell you, hey, this is the sport, the team, and the player, since you're a nerd and you don't know. One more item. I just sold a Winnie the Pooh very similar to this through the global shipping program. He talks and does stuff. This one I'll have to check. He clearly isn't doing anything for me right now. I'll have to check on when I check the cat. But the other one I had was just exactly like this. Trying to remember the brand. Mattel. And I know it was in What Sold video. I just cannot remember. I want to say it sold for 16 or 18, but she paid shipping because he is heavy. So sometimes when I know I've already sold one of something, or it went fast, or it was good money, and I see it again, I grab it again, especially for 50 cents. So that's the end of the Goodwill. I'll show you what I found at the church rummage sale over the weekend. Most of them had price tags on them. I think if they didn't, they just gave them to me for a quarter. Because most of them at that church sale, they do price tags like that. If you come see it. If it's under a pound, we will do free shipping on Plush, but it's not technically free. It's built into the price. So if everyone is comping a Plush at 15 plus 4 shipping, and it weighs under a pound, mine would be up for $19.20 free shipping. If it's over a pound, it goes in for calculated, especially if it's over a pound and over those dimensions. But only first class goes free. Retro Redux, you are so sweet. Thank you. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just so you know, for every one hater I get, I have like 1,000 people that are really kind to me and really nice to me. And they're few and far between. I don't waste too much energy on them. Yeah, if it's large, you want to make sure you're not going to get bit in the butt. Our plush usually dry overnight. I have seen a lot of people lately saying if you do this or do that or XYZ, you could put them in the dryer. I'm going to tell you 1000%. If it worked for them, that's great. Awesome for you. I'm going to tell you 1000%. I've tried every trick in the book. No heat in a pillowcase, low dry, and every time I've ruined a plush. It does not matter. You could, if you're doing it and you're lucking out, that's great. I'm trying to find somebody with fur. But some of them with really long fur, I don't really have any furry ones. But even on like the low heat, they end up getting tangled and like, I don't know how to explain it. But if you want to put them in the dryer, I would absolutely advise you not to. But if you're going to do what you're going to do anyway. But I say not to. I say to air dry them. Some people say you can put them on low heat or in a pillowcase, but I've still ruined plush that way. I would do 2 or 3 loads and not ruin anything, and then along would come one with soft hair or something, and it would get ruined. So if they have hang tags, I also don't stick them in the washing machine. I will try to wash them by hand. If I have to take them off to wash them, again, you know, it's not something I tell you should do, but I do have a label gun. But you have to understand that I have a big refrigerator box full of plush, and I spend 2 hours every Monday photographing my plush, and I get through 50 or 60 of them, and then the next weekend I bring home something like this. That box only empties out in the winter. About halfway through the winter, because I'm out of yard sales and things like that to stock up on them, I only got the Goodwill, that box will get low enough that I have to worry about it. But if I have 10 drying in the bathroom, I've got 100 more in the box waiting. So, like I said, most of them overnight. I usually leave them. We have a shelf up in the bathroom up there where we put them. And then, like, they can keep getting steamed and stuff. I feel like it helps clean them. I usually leave them in there for 2 days. And then I take them out and put them in my holding bay. I have a holding bay for my friends. It's a refrigerator box. And I work out of that. Take the photos, and then they go in their spots. I have a whole system for my plush because over the summer I end up with so many, but like I said, that will deplete. By the time December was over with last year, I was out of plush, and so anything I brought home from the Goodwill was all I had. I don't really know that it's the heat. I think that sometimes it's the tumbling or the blowing. If you look at a lot of tags on animals, it says do not dry, air dry only. A lot of them will even tell you to only spot clean. If you look at their tags, plush are not meant to be put in washers and dryers. Many of them will tell you only spot clean, and many of them will tell you do not put in the dryer and air dry only. So I don't know. I know the heat definitely melts and mats hair, but I don't know if it's the air or the tangling. But I've ruined plush on no heat. So I'm not going to risk it. Plush next to jeans is probably the biggest market that I personally list and flip, not counting what Keith does, but me, just me, my contribution to the Hippo Hut. Plush is my biggest next to jeans, and I'm not going to risk ruining any of them. So I don't put them in the dryer. I would suggest you don't. If you feel like they need to be cleaned, you can try spot cleaning. I have tons of videos on how to clean plush if you guys want to look them up. Retro, I think I answered that. Get a reattacher. Okay, so Kohl's Cares, this rainbow colored iguana. Oh, he does have a price on him. He was 50 cents. So he was 50 cents. I'm trying to keep these separate because I need to catalog them into the Care Daddy. This was a quarter. Look, it's Mr. Bubble from your youth. This is another Donatello. This one is like 50 cents. He's like an actual pillow. He's got the tag on it, just like your blankets and your pillows come with. He's official Nickelodeon. and my lights are bad. It stormed overnight and all morning. Our streets were flooded out. Keith couldn't get home from work. It was flooded. And then when the flooding went down, he was able to get to work. I had to have my son do shipping with me today because I didn't have Keith to help me. I almost thought I was going to be late for the show. But it stormed for like over 12 hours, like thunder, lightning, gray skies, flooded our streets out. Now the sun is out and it's glaring through the window and it's affecting my light. Can you see that? It says Nickelodeon. He's got, I don't know what he's got. He's got something going on. His shell opens. He's a pillow. He's a seat pet. He's got a tag. He's a seat pet. He was 50 cents. I don't know what a seat pet is, but I'll find out. Over here. That's a good tip, Robert. 25 cents for an Ewok. I want to keep this guy. Look at his little underbite. Oh, that little underbite is so cute. I loved the Ewoks when I was a kid. Loved them. I got Chicken Little. 25 cents. Yeah, here's my other one. This is Leonardo, right? The blue one. He's 50 cents. I just listed a Donatella, just like him. Donatello. I always say Donatella because I'm friends with Donatella. I got the purple one, Donatello. Now I have the blue one, Leonardo. He's a seatbelt holder. Oh my gosh, do wonders never cease. He's so cute. Okay, I got Brainy for $0.25. Can you see it? He was $0.25. And he's got his little journal with him. It's cute. Alright, I'm going to save the best for last. I know Amelia and Rhonda just sold one of these guys, and I got so excited when I saw it and said, oh my gosh, I just sourced one. It's a Kohl's Cares if you give a mouse a cookie. And I paid 50 cents for him. I got a wee little Leonardo. He's not wee little. He's like a medium-sized plush, but compared to that other one, he's pretty small. 25 cents. I'm thinking somebody that donated to the church had a lot of turtles. Okay, I got one more plush item to show you, but they're the best. And the stuff on top of them. I'm going to show you first. So, one of the art sales I went to, she had this Vera Bradley purse. This is the Anastasia print. She gave it to me for $1 because the underside is worn. But she told me a secret I didn't know about Vera Bradley. And I've been flipping Vera Bradley since I started. If you're familiar with this trick, let me know if you already knew about it. If not, you're going to learn something. So this lady taught me at her yard sale. She says, I'll give it to you for $1 because it's worn out. But you know the secret about Vera Bradley, don't you? And I said, no. And she said, the cardboard piece on the bottom of the purse that keeps it so it can stand up on its own comes wrapped in a secret piece of cloth. And if you're handy dandy and you can sew or you're crafty, you can use this cloth to repair your purse wherever it's worn. I never knew that. So I usually start my Vera Bradleys at 20. I started this one at 18. I usually start around 21 because of the postal increase. I do free shipping on them because they're lightweight. This one I started at 18. I disclosed the damage, and then I disclosed the fact that it has extra fabric with it. But it's a really pretty purse, and the damage is on the underside, so I like it. The same lady gave me this for $1. It had some wear and tear on it, which I disclosed. But lo and behold, this one is up for $40 because apparently this Animal Kingdom, a lot of the prints are retired. That Anastasia one is retired. That's up for $18. I put up retired prints all the time for $20, $21. But when I looked up this Animal Kingdom print, it apparently, some people on Poshmark and some people on eBay are referring to this print as Easter egg, super extremely rare, hard to find. And they're listing all of their items with this Animal Kingdom print, I feel like Vanna White, at $75, $60. So because mine has wear and damage, I put it up for $50, but it'll go 20% off. So it'll be at $40. It's a trifold checkbook wallet with the crossbody strap. Oh my God, Sydney, are you serious? I'm so jealous. When I was trying to find the Anastasia print, I saw the Mickey Mouse Disney Vera Bradley print on their webpage, and I had a heart attack. I was like, I gotta find it. I have got to find something. I don't care if it's a tiny wee little coin purse. I need something for myself in the Mickey Mouse Vera Bradley print. Got flooding rains. Yeah, that's basically what we had. Keith called me when he got off work and he said, you better have your kid help you with shipping. The highway was shut down and he tried to go around the long way through the back roads and they were closed. They wouldn't let him through until pretty late. Can you guys see what I'm pulling out here? So these were $2 a piece, or you could have the whole set for $10. And I said, well, that's a no-brainer. I'm taking the whole set for $10. And they were on a shelf in the back of the church where I was looking at the plush. And the sign was taped on with the long piece of Scotch tape, and I took the sign off and I taped it to my leg on my jeans. I said, I'll take it up front with me in case they don't know. Oh, I found somebody else I gotta show you real quick. He was a quarter. He's a little monkey or a sloth. He's got on his hang tag who he is, the Crudes. So he was a quarter. Okay, so I took the sign and it was taped to my leg. And as we're heading up to the checkout, 4 different of the really cute little old ladies that are always volunteering at these church sales. You see them at every one across the country. They're just, they're like the auxiliary ladies, and they're always so sweet and so cute. 4 of them came over to me and said, oh, are you getting all 7? We hate to see the set broken up. And when I got to the counter, the lady said, did you get all 7? I don't want to see them broken up. And I was like, I did. I brought you the sign. And she's like, we don't need the sign. We know it's 10 for all 7. Well, apparently somebody donated these, and they were the talk of the town. They were the cat's meow. They were, all the ladies were so excited about them. And there was this whole conversation at the checkout about how they didn't like that they ended up getting priced separately. Anyway, they felt like they just should have sold them as a set for $10 and not to put $2 on each, because nobody wanted to see the set broken up. So, it's solid black and I love it. Yeah, if I find a Disney Vera, it'll be mine. So, this is why everyone was so excited and didn't want the set broken up. We have Grumpy. They are all in amazing, superb condition. The only thing is that their tush tags are a little faded, and unfortunately the auxiliary ladies didn't put the price tags on the tush tag. So when I go to pull them off, I'll show you. You have to be really careful. A little bit of the writing is going to come off. This is the price sticker that I just pulled off here where I'm tapping, and you can see the tush tag's a little faded and the sticker's taking even more off. But other than that, the dwarves themselves are gorgeous and they're in beautiful condition. They are the Walt Disney Company Disney official. So here is Grumpy. His isn't faded though, see? Doc. Dopey. I'm so excited about these guys. You have no idea how excited I am about these. Bashful. Sleepy. They're are in such good condition, you guys. Happy. I'm so glad we got there when we did. Sneezy. Because like I said, it was so crowded there, you couldn't even move. You could not get around anyone or go anywhere. But I could get to the Plush. And if we hadn't got there when they opened, I kind of feel like maybe these wouldn't have been there, or the set would have already been broken up. If we hadn't got there right when the doors opened, I know these would have been snatched up, or at the very least broken up. Somebody would have bought their favorite dwarf but left the other 6. So I got all 7 for $10, and I have no regrets about that price at all. My gut feeling is telling me $250, $300, but I'll have to double check and make sure. I just tossed him into an IKEA bag for those of you that are concerned about the dwarf. They were $10 for all 7, and they are official Walt Disney World Disney parks. Boom! These were $5. I had a hard time with these. They got some scuffs on the toe. And they got some scuffs on this toe. And they're real worn on the bottoms. So I picked them up, put them down, picked them up, put them down, picked them up, put them down. Walked away. Got almost halfway to my car. Went back, picked them up, put them down, picked them up, put them down. Went outside, comped them. Came back in, picked them up and bought them. I did end up showing them to Keith at some point. And he's like, well, when you said that they were damaged, I was thinking they were unwearable. Because other than the scuffing, these were at the church sale too, by the way, sorry. Other than that very light scuffing on the toes and the wear on the bottom, the actual boots themselves are in amazing condition. I know that 9.5 men's size is not a very popular size or a very quick selling size. Oh, did I forget to tell you what brand these are? I'm trying to find it. Do you see it? They're Justin. Yeah, I'm going to sell them as a set, probably for $250, $300. I'll have to do a little more research to see if that's, aiming too high, or if maybe I should go higher. But that's what my gut is saying, $250, $300. I tried that once, and all that happened to me, Robert, was the label ended up being sticky and stretchy, and then there's all the sticky stuff, stuck to the tag. I'll try it again on low heat. I did it on low heat the first time. Don't think I went in our high heat, but these are Justin. I don't know if you can see in there, but yeah, they are Justin boots. I finally found a bolo pair of footwear. I'm always finding, okay, whatever, it's 99 cents. I never find the really amazing stuff. Dr. Martens. Yeah, see, so I'm thinking I could probably still get 50 to 65 on the boots, even with damage. So is it worth buying the stuff to buff them out? Because I'm probably never going to buy another pair of boots in my life. That's probably going to be the one and only pair of boots ever in my area that I'm ever going to find. Anyway, I still haven't shown you guys the best thing that we found. So I will show you the best thing that we found. Had a freebie in it when we got it home and opened it up. We opened it up and it's got a hard case with these two in it. If you can't see them, they are Pokemon. The Egyptian, I can't read the Egyptian. I even looked this up for Keith. I think it's the Egyptian Mew. And then there's the ENT or whatever. So these are just a bonus. We'll have to look these up and see if they're worth anything. I did get some hits on the Egyptian one pretty high for a Pokemon card. But those were just in the box when we opened it up. I don't do shoes enough to justify I just don't. I'm not a big shoe fan. If I find Doc Martens, Justin, stuff like that, I obviously know to get it, but I don't do enough shoes to justify spending any types of money into it. Plus, I never find really great ones around here. So now, if I went to a yard sale or an estate sale, it was an old cowboy, and I came home with 50 pairs of boots, then yes, I would buy the stuff to fix them. But Sydney says, I'm so proud of you for buying used boots. Well, they're Justin's. I'm clearly learning something about shoes. I clearly knew to pick those up, but I did hesitate a lot because of the damage. It took me a long time to come around, and then I comped them, and I'm like, oh my god, I had to run back in and make sure they weren't taken. Okay, so the best thing we found all weekend, I cannot show you because it already sold, and that's how good of a bolo it is. We found it on Saturday, brought it home. Sunday we opened it. We found the extra cards, the extras, and we made sure all the pieces were there. We counted everything out. We double checked. And then on Tuesday evening, Keith did get it listed in our store, and I was going to save it for last on the haul video today, and it sold last night. And it shipped out today, so I can only show it to you on my phone. The only thing I'm going to say is that this is a bolo, capital B-O-L-O. This is a hot item. If you ever find it in the wild, absolutely grab it, snatch it, buy it, bring it home, even if it's opened. All of our pieces were there, so we were lucky. We took the risk. All of our pieces were there. I will say we have been looking for this for a full year. When this item first crossed our path and we knew it was a bolo, it was a year ago. At that time, they comped it $80 to $100. This is what the difference a year can make. Ours sold for $55 plus shipping. We paid $3 for this. It was under a table. The lady clearly didn't know what she had because on top of the table were tons of Lego sets that were way overpriced. Like eBay prices and higher. She had Lego sets everywhere, just way overpriced. But underneath the table, by itself, was this little game. And I pulled it out, and she only wanted $3. Sold again last night for $55 plus shipping. Can you see it? It is the Pokemon Master Trainer MB Vintage 1999 board game, complete in box. I know, I hate this light. I could put a picture of it on my social media, and then you guys can also go through my solds if you really want to see that we actually sold it. But it did sell for $55. We paid $3. It is a definite bolo. I know there's a lot of people out there that look for it. And we found it, and it sold in a day from listing. So absolutely get that if you find it. I even said to Keith last night when it sold, I said, well, darn it, I was going to show that in my haul video. And he's like, well, then you're just going to have to show him the sold photo. So that is a bolo I wanted to share with you guys. Apparently it's really hard to find. It's already decreased in value from a year ago, from like 80 to 100 to 50 to 60. So yeah, it used to bring a lot more money. The dwarf sold for $157 plus shipping. So $150 to $200 was a really, really good gut feeling. I do free shipping most of the time, except on heavier items, but between $150 to $200 with shipping or charging shipping, that was a really good guess. I had a really good gut feeling and a super guess on price on the dwarfs. The only thing is, Nicole says that's what they have sold for. What I will do is look and see if any are listed now, because if mine's going to be the only set, and I'm the only ones that have a complete set, mine's going up for like $175, $180 plus shipping. Because again, if you're the only one that has something, you set the price, you set the value. Better to show people on the phone means it's sold. You can go through the solds in our store, or I could take a screenshot of on the phone is what I meant, to show you guys in my social media. Alright guys, I'm gonna see real quick what happened while we were talking. I sold another plush. That cha-ching you heard was a Russ Romeo teddy bear. A Shakespeare animal, he sold for $13. This is a good example of long tail. Last summer at a yard sale, most of you remember, I came home with Hard Rock bears, Boyd's bears, and a bunch of Disney. A giant box, like 100 some plush from one guy. It was a ton. Still selling stuff out of that. The first Tigger that sold paid for the lot. They came out to 77 cents a piece. It was like 25 for everybody. I don't even remember. There was a lot. And I remember the first sale paid for it. And so it's like all pure profit. I still have some I haven't listed yet either, because they're the white Tiggers and the white Poos. I have to cut their tags off and spray them down and put them through the washing machine and stuff. So yeah, if my dwarves are the only dwarves, they will go up for closer to $200. I don't care what they sold for in the past. I do kind of, but again, if there's no one else has them. Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant like just putting the screenshot up. I don't know what I thought. But yeah, it already sold. So look for that Pokemon game, guys. It's a bolo. It sold. Personally, even though the Pokemon game already sold and it's a huge bolo and I know everybody looks for it, this was my favorite find of the weekend. I am so stoked that I have all 7 dwarves in really good condition. That being said, I'm going to be back tomorrow. I see my son's little head peeping. He's probably wanting dinner. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to drop 2 videos tomorrow, one in the morning and one at night, on pricing. Tips on eBay, tips on Poshmark on how to price your items, how to look up the comps, obviously, sold versus what's currently listed, and having a knowledge of the value of your items. Kind of some of the stuff I've been talking about today, I kind of wanted to lead into it. So I'll be dropping in the morning tips on pricing your items on eBay. In the evening will be tips on Poshmark. On Saturday, I'm dropping 2 more videos on you guys. In the morning, I'm going to show you guys how to set up the automated assistant to do your feedback for you. And then in the evening, I will do the automated unpaid item assistant for you guys and show you how to set that up. Sunday morning, I have a special video planned as part of the Hungry Hippo series, the cooking series that I sometimes do. I won't be giving you a recipe or showing you any cooking. I have some tips, tricks, and budgeting ideas and things that you can do to save time and money in the kitchen, which I think is extremely important to resellers because time is money to us and nobody wants to be spending all the time in the world in the kitchen. So I'll be back Sunday morning with the special Hungry Hippo video, and then Sunday night I will be back with my live show. I don't have a topic for it yet. I'll have to come up with something. Until later, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today and hanging out with me for a little over an hour. I really appreciate it. I love showing you guys the hauls, but my favorite is the plush, and I know most of you love the plush as well. So I do appreciate you joining me today and sitting with me and looking through everything. Do remember the bolo I shared with you. It's so important. Keep an eye out for that. It was under a table hidden, so keep your eye out for that. Smash the like button before you leave. It helps the channel. Join our Facebook group if you haven't. Link is in the description box. If you haven't already, you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin Hippos across all social media. Until next time, guys, go have a good night, be productive, and may the cha-chings be ever in your favor. Bye, guys.